You are listening to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Radio Free Larry.
All right, here we go again. It looks like the Charlie Kirk sign is gone. Could have been a planned move to the local Rotary Club or local Republican committee office. I don't know. But again, in Spycraft world, if I Google it, they remove it. But it doesn't mean that that's what it was. It lets you know what you might be seeing and how subtle and sensitive you need to be about what's going on in your communities. It's nothing to do with me, I'll tell you that. Other than I'm a great American and you're pretty shitty if you did that. And un-American, quite frankly. There was a hostile takeover of the Republican Party by the deep state, but that was in, most likely the 90s. Doesn't mean any particular candidate was part of it because they keep them as ignorant as they can. Like I said, there's elements in the government moving against Trump. It could be his most trusted. It could be Miller. It could be his most trusted advisor. But it doesn't mean that it is. It's just an example of how that all works. Trying to get the volume down a little bit on this. I think it was up in here. There's still the Trump Vance sign. That still exists. Nah, pay money, man. We'll do anything for money. But again, like the price of gas. If you did that, that's why we can't get the price of gas down. You're effing off your own people, your own power. But we do need to get the price down. That's going to kill us in the election. That's like the single most thing. Like for Trump, he don't realize it because people drive him around. But that's in the forefront of people's minds because they fill up that car every so often. Like I just did. I didn't realize gas was at that level. Again, it's not peanuts to the average person. You have to remember it's actually what Bezos said is very important. How little that bottom 50% actually makes. I'm not sure I have all the right statistics. That's a lot of people. And I don't know if you're going to, again, the way to get past it is to make the other side look worse than you are. And again, people should be very angry at the Democratic Party for not being good stewards of the programming money that they were allotted. Now, I don't know if it exists in Republican world or not. I don't know. Somebody needs me to go up to Butler, and this is definitely a healing call. I'm going to do some shopping in Gibsonia, but it's, I'm thinking it's Butler. Is it Cranberry? It's a strange. God's trying to get through. So I took a nap. I didn't sleep for shit last night. I'm surprised I was able to push through and get to the which I'll give a report on to on and it's more of not the people that are there, but what's happening getting to it. So I woke up and it was strange. I went outside. It was just a strange light in the sunset. You have to be sensitive to these things because this is how Hashem communicates. And I don't know. I went to get. I had to get gas because I was like, remember, I was out of gas. So I stopped by on the fly because it's more expensive. I don't have a membership, and I don't think it gets as cheap as it does over at GetGo. I was able to look over in Mars as to whether they still have that up or not. Again, it could be innocuous. They could have moved it to the Republican, but you can't. In other words, if you're investigating it, you can't just say, "Oh, they just moved it to the Republican committee office" or something like that. That because that's how you have to investigate spycraft. And a lot of times, uh, law enforcement can't see who if it's an online thing of what's going on. Well, because spies have a larger cloaking capability than law enforcement has the ability to look into. Again, what they're using is oh, this is great. Somebody hold the light up here. Is Pol Pot technology is what I call it. I'm just trying to read something. No, I definitely have to go back home first before I go anywhere. I see that part of it. Cause to be stuck at this light. Turn signal didn't go on when it was supposed to. But Hashem, then I got over into Mars at the gas station and just a peace flooded in. I'm like, okay, so Hashem's here. Well, what was supposed to happen is Erica Kirk was supposed to trap, and again, who knows who did it? It doesn't mean it's Republican, it doesn't mean it's Democrat, doesn't mean it's anybody. But I was going to try to send the message that Erica Kirk needs to travel to Mars to see that. And see, there's some sort of spiritual center there. So she may actually be able to see psychically from Charlie real well. And maybe send a message to her. Now that's real. What are they doing at this light? I'm on Pittsburgh by the Valencia Animal Hospital. By Benton Boulevard. Something wrong with this intersection. As soon as I go, it'll probably change. But I could just spin around up here. Well, that's psychological enforcement if they do that. No, back to your house. Right. I mean, they're Soviets, man. There's a ton of people that are Soviets. That's who started this deep state system, whether it's Republican or Democrat. But yeah, I'm not saying that's what it is. Again, well, I'm a spycraft investigating machine, and they know it. Their fault, not mine. All I knew is when I went to war there with CIA a couple times. That was about it. Actually, in Korea too. I know they were like weirdos, changing people's sexuality and everything else, destroying their marriages so they could do that. Hmm. If your sexuality's changed, there's nothing wrong with you. I mean, obviously somebody probably did it, but metaphysically, psychologically, physically, or all of the above. But if you're changing people, they try to reverse it. Oh, that part. Well, why do we do it? That's their favorite in the mind thing. Why do we do it? Well, it plays on your mind. Oh, yeah, you did something wrong in fifth grade, remember? I understand you accidentally touched that girl, but you touched her. That's the best thing you can do with make fun of them. Just a bunch of freaks. Worthless, satanic freaks. Even if they're the Pope. The Pope does it, he's a worthless, satanic freak. Now, when I went to Lowe's, it keeps coming up. So there's somebody dirty in Gibsonia, or a group of people, and he came up as possibly a federal agent. So I went into Lowe's, and he was setting it up where I was the big criminal showing up. But since then, of course, I haven't seen him. Oh, definitely moved an license plate, but I don't give a shit. So I don't know if it's a specific individual or they just flooded the area with certain numbers. I mean, even Russians could do that if they got hacked into our system, or Iranians, or both, or Chinese. But generally, it's a spy working for the deep state, whether it be Republican, Democrat, or otherwise. I almost registered Republican. I'm like, no, correction, independent. The party of Washington, no party. That's really the truth. World usually shifts within a few years the direction that I go. It's just like the funny part is like I know how I am around women, and like there are very few women that can actually do this, but Eliana, Aaliyah's one of them. I'd be stupid around her. Jump off the cliff. Okay. Fall to my death. Thank you. I think she's mad too. What's her name? She won't say anything. She's Democratic Party. The woman that was HHS. Before that, she was here doing something. I don't remember her name. Trans woman. She's kind of mad about the money. A lot of Democrats won't say anything, but they got to be livid. Anybody that's seriously wanting to help people. Oh, that house has a screen door on it too. That's so nice. Trying to sell it. Wonder what it looks like inside. It's probably not to my liking, but I'll be back in a second. Stay peaceful.